All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the Sunday again. Time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! I will never get tired of that smooth screen transition. I'm gonna learn the ins and outs so I can really customize it. But yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. It's gonna be a bit of a busy day for me because I not only have One Piece to do, but I also have Jujutsu, and turns out I missed out on 2 whole chapters of One Punch Man in November. So I gotta cover that as well. So there's no My Hero Academia because that's currently on break right now. But we do have One Piece, which is not going on break. And we also have Jujutsu, which doesn't have a date for the next chapter. But we also have the chapters of One Punch Man. So I'm gonna cover all 3 series today. Let's get started with One Piece. Last we left off, we had basically Shaka the Good telling everyone about like the history of, well, not in the entire history, but just acknowledging the history of the world and the Ohara scholars that kept all that information, and they saved it, and the Giants of Elbaf took it with them to Elbaf. Matter of fact, let me go back because I did this during my reflections. Yeah, we basically introduced the Vegapunk. We find out he has the Nomi Nomi Nomi, which is basically the ability, the fruit, the power for him to gain infinite knowledge, but it also causes his brain to increase in size. And he's basically turned the bottom half of the Labo phase into his Punk records, which he keeps all information about. And it pretty much has, as CP0 is closing in on Egghead, Shaka tells all the other satellites, all the other Vegapunks, to close the port, they're not allowed on, and to get ready for battle. At the same time in the Kambabaka Kingdom, Kuma starts getting up and he starts running in a direction with Dragon and Ivankov trying to find out where he's going. So let's see where the story of One Piece takes us in chapter 1068, A Genius's Dream. Wow. Germa 66's An Emotionless Excursion, Volume 25, Mads, the group to which they once belonged. And it has both Caesar and Judge just beating each other up. They got massive knots on their heads and they're bloodied and beaten. They've been beating each other up this whole time. And they're thinking about their time when they were in Mads. It has Caesar off to one side, and it has Judge off to the other, and it has the Professor Lickitung himself, Vegapunk, just in the middle. Now that we know that he's always perpetually having his tongue sticking out, like that classic picture of Einstein, we now know that's how Vegapunk always is. He just has his tongue just hanging out. For what reason, I don't know. But actually, hold on. Do I have that muted? I do not. Here reading alongside for the first time, Blaziken, good to see you, and Ravi, good to see you as well. So, they're beating each other up just thinking about their times when they were serving under Vegapunk. Interesting. All right, let's begin. And we have Pythagoras saying, Cypher Pole, thank you for returning our Seraphim. Unit S-Bear is capable of returning on its own from there. So they all have S letters in front of their names and their monikers. So Seraphim Jinbei is called S-Shark, and Seraphim Kuma is called S-Bear. So what would that make Hancock? S-Snake? And what would that make Mihawk? S-Hawk? I don't know. Forgive the curt treatment, but we are too busy at the moment. Give S-Bear the order to return and consider your mission complete. Your escort is appreciated. And, well, CP0, including Lucci, doesn't say anything. And Kaku goes, now what kind of cold shoulder is that? And then it cuts to Lucci, who's thinking, has he figured us out? Kaku! We've just finished a long voyage. The least you could do is let us relax on dry land with a cup of tea. Plus, it's cold out here. Naval Base G14 is nearby and can welcome you. Lucci! Is that Dr. Vegapunk? Correct! If I asked you about the Egghead disappearances, would you know what I mean? No, who's disappearing? 2 months ago, a Cypher number 5 ship went missing. 1 month ago, it was CP7. And 2 weeks ago, CP8. All the government ships that have visited Egghead in the past 2 months have failed to return from the trip. Why is that? Why is Vegapunk taking people from CP? What is Vegapunk doing with the people from different CP jurisdictions? CP 5, 7, and 8. What is he doing? Huh? Is that true? According to our recollection, all of those ships left port from here. Then it cuts to Lilith.
Hey, what are you insinuating, huh? You think we've been messing with Cypher Paul?
And then she just tells him where to go. And then it cuts to Pythagoras. Lilith, I know you're evil, but you shouldn't antagonize them.
I'll open the port right up so you can come see for yourself.
No, not that either. At any rate, we must ask you to leave. I see. Message received.
Karu!
And there's, Hattori on his shoulder. Then it cuts to CP0 on the ship. Kaku! What now, Lucci? Prepare to leave the ship behind. Huh? We'll use Seraphim Esper's power to fly onto the island. The moment we show any aggression, the Sea Beast weapons will devour this ship. Yes, sir! The Grand Line! Wow, okay, so they are going to leave the ship behind, but they're going to use Kuma to fly over? I guess those wings on his back are just not for show. Wow, that's actually scary. The Seraphim are not bound to the land. Their wings are not just... I sometimes forget that wings can allow you to fly. It's just I'm so used to seeing people in One Piece have wings, but they don't use it all the time. The latest exception being King, who does use it. But it's like, I sometimes forget that wings allows different creatures to fly. And it didn't really, that gear was just collecting dust, just thinking like, oh crap, the Seraphim can actually fly anywhere they need to go. They are not bound to the ground like regular pacifistas. So it's like, yeah, these Seraphim are way worse than I originally thought. It's just now, that gear is just now turning. They can fly. They fly now?
They fly now.
They fly now. I'm never going to use that quote again, ever. The Grand Line! Kuma! Wait, get back here, you! Hey, Kuma! And Kuma is just taking off running. Kuma, where are you going? And then Kuma takes his hand, and then he just pops. He just Yo, that's how he does it. That's how he moves so quickly. He pushes himself, because he just pushed himself. Oh! I know where he's going! Ooh! I know where he's going! He takes his hand, the Paw Man, and he just takes his hand, and then he just disappears. Everything that was attached to him just simply dropped to the ground because he's gone, with Dragon going, Kuma! Scrap Heap, Egghead, you want us to take you out of here? But why? Isn't this your lab?
That's correct. I've been extracting every bit of research money I can from the government to carry out whatever experiments I fancy. Even now as we speak, my mind is overflowing with ideas.
That's Einstein.
And even still...
Well, that's not Einstein, that's Edison. That's the Edison brain.
And even still, I don't have the time, the manpower, or the funds to see them all to fruition. One day I hope to create my ideal world through science. A world in which energy is abundant, available and free to everyone around the globe.
See, that's the key word right there that put you on the government's hit list. Giving stuff away for free. And allowing people to have power instead of the world government being the very thing they rely on. So that's already another reason for the world government to come after him, because he wants to be able to provide a energy source for everyone. Whereas the world government will probably see it as this will be our opportunity to get an unlimited source of energy for ourselves, so we can continue to rule the world without any obstructions. Give us the power. That's probably another reason.
A world in which energy is abundant, available, and free for everyone around the globe. Guess that didn't land for you, did it?
So you're gonna give everyone something? Jimbei, the resources we use to create energy are a constant source of war and squabbling between nations.
Precisely! Ah, how foolish mankind is! Just reach out and feel. Energy is right here, and there, and all around us.
Okay, Yoda. Okay, dial it back. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. Like, seriously.
The world is positively brimming with it. If we can simply convert it into a kind of power you can see and use, we would be eliminating one of the greatest causes of war in the world.
No, that would be the world government and them trying to murder anyone that would try to overthrow them.
Mark my words, science will one day reach that lofty realm.
And it shows Vegapunk standing up, just like grandstanding, as he makes this big speech. Oh.
No interest?
And Luffy's not interested in it.
No interest?
Well, it's really good of you to try to make everybody happy. I'm not interested in heroes, though. So why do you want to leave this place?
Yes, that's the issue. The harder I strive to find the energy I've been seeking, the closer I get to the power source that moved this machine soldier, the ancient energy that gave it strength. It is in a scientist's nature to want to peek at the answers. If I were to undo the veil wrapped around that forbidden history, what might I find underneath? In carrying on my friend's will, I find myself treading further into the depths of...
And then there's an explosion behind them in the distance. And everyone's screaming, and Luffy notices, huh? And people are screaming.
So, as you can see, I dug a bit too deep into the past, and now the government's going to get rid of me, just like they got rid of Ohara. What?
So yeah, it's because Vegapunk dug too deep into the history of the world in the Void Century. That's the reason why the world government is out to kill him right now. He simply knows too much.
Sounds like that commotion's being caused by CP0.
Zero?
CP0 are the ones who act solely on the Celestial Dragon's orders.
Why are they CP0? You don't mean 9?
They're above CP9. Whenever they're active, it's said that world-shaking events are about to occur.
And then it cuts to Lucci, who is already on the island, with a whole squad of CP0 agents, S-Bear, the S-Bear Seraphim, Stussy, and Kaku. Get a gander at this future metropolis, what a lark! And then it cuts to the citizens going, is that Cypherpole? I thought they always wore black suits.
Why didn't they come through the port like usual? Hey, did you hear? They're saying 2 sea beast weapons are destroyed near the shore. Does that mean they're intruders?
And Lucci doesn't say anything. Oh, he's thinking about his dark justice methods. Shaka! CP0's on the island! This is Pythagoras. How did they get past the port?
Ah! They're here!
And there's Usopp crying out. And then it cuts to Nami. Oh, I hate him! Go away, Rablucci! Pythagoras. The beasts are devouring their ship by the coast. It would seem they refused our suggestion. I suspect they used the pawpaw fruit's power to reach the island. They copied the pawpaw fruit. They copied... Ooh. Okay, so they copied Kuma's fruit. And they copied Senor Pink's fruit. They've already long since copied Kizaru's fruit for like basic pacifistas. How many other fruits have has Vegapunk copied? Because if they have access to the pawpaw fruit, they copied the pawpaw. He copied the pawpaw fruit. I suspect they used the pawpaw fruit's power to reach the island. So they use S-Bear. Well, if they'd give up their ship for a chance to fight, they were clearly determined to get here one way or another. Evacuate the researchers and workers. Send Atlas back to the lab. Why specifically Atlas? Mobilize Seraphim, Snake, Hawk, and Shark. Yep. I knew it! I was right! Hancock is S-Snake, and Mihawk is S-Hawk, and S-Shark is Jinbei. I was right. I was right. Mobilize Seraphim's S-Shark, S-Hawk, and S-Snake. Put Sentomaru in charge of them. Yes, sir. Sentomaru is here? I mean, he is Vegapunk's bodyguard, but we haven't seen Sentomaru since the Straw Hats returned from the time skip. That's how long it's been. We have not seen Sentomaru in years. Literal years. Put Sentomaru in charge. Yes, sir. And then it cuts to Vegapunk.
So, if I pack up my belongings, may I Rayquaza a trip out to sea with you?
You make it sound like we're going on a picnic, mister. Or is that Chopper? Is that Chopper? I think that's... Yeah. No, that's Luffy. You make it sound like we're going on a picnic, mister.
You know that your appearance would...
You know, and then it cuts to Jinbei. You know that your disappearance would be an international scandal. Sure, why not? Your head looks funny.
That's your reasoning!
Goes Chopper. And then Vegapunk.
Let's go on up there. This place will be a battlefield soon. I'd like you to take Bonnie up to the Labo phase above the clouds.
No, sure. And Bonnie is still unconscious.
Good. See you there.
And then he just phases away. Was Vegapunk a hologram the entire time? Because he just fades out of existence. He just like peace, and he just disappears.
What? He vanished! Mr. Appleman!
The future makes my head hurt. And then it cuts to Lucci and his crew encountering that dragon from earlier. Look out! There's a giant monster! And all the CP agents, along with Lucci and company, are, falling over themselves. The bullets do nothing! Kaku, I've always wanted to fight one of these. It's not meant to be down on the sea. It's a space monster. Tempest kick! Run, Kaku! And then Stussy says, that won't work. It's a hologram. Mention that first! You seem to know a lot about this place, Stussy. Of course, I haven't been here in ages. Okay, so Stussy's been here, apparently. Well, since I'm already in the air, I might as well go above the clouds. If Vegapunk's anywhere, he's bound to be there. Do you see those two lines running across the clouds, Lucci? Yeah. If an enemy crosses those lines... Huh? And then Kaku gets engulfed in a laser. Wow, Vegapunk has thought of everything. You can't just simply fly up there. There's a laser-guided security system. If an enemy crosses those lines... Huh? And then Kaku gets caught in an explosion. It activates a laser beam. Ah! They call it the Frontier Dome. That's the defensive system that surrounds the Labo phase. So, it's a whole dome... A whole flat dome that covers the entire upper half of Egghead. Oh no, Kaku! The point is, don't take the world's greatest scientist lightly. You could have warned him first. And then it cuts to Kaku, who lands right behind them, charred black and mad at Stussy. You got a heart of ice in there, Stussy! But you're feeling warmed up now, aren't you? And then it cuts to Atlas, who runs up on... Cuts to Atlas, who's already running up on Lucci. Who said you're allowed to be more violent than me on Egghead? That's Atlas. Atlas, that's one of the Vegapunks. And then it cuts to Shaka, who says, Atlas, stop. You can't handle them. Ultra Mighty Punch! And then Lucci changes into his man-beast leopard form. This isn't a game. Rokugan! Wow, we haven't seen Rokugan since Enies Lobby. This isn't a game. Rokugan! And he hits Atlas directly in the face, with the citizens going, No, Atlas! Absolutely merciless, says Kaku. And then it shows Atlas, whose face has been hit with this Rokugan, and it just shows Lucci right directly in front of Atlas as Atlas's head half of Atlas's head explodes. Shaka's given an evacuation order. Everyone into the factory. We're under attack. And Atlas is just laying there twitching because half her face got blown off. You're still alive. And everyone's screaming because Atlas got hit. Hurry, we gotta get up there in the vacuum rocket. And it shows Luffy, who's running directly behind Atlas with Jinbei and company carrying Bonnie. And he looks over and goes, huh? Huh? Straw Hat? Pigeon Guy! To be continued. Yo, Luffy versus Lucci round 2! I'm done. I'm spent. I am spent. Yo! Luffy and Lucci meet 2 years later! Okay. This was a good chapter. Oh my goodness, I gotta calm down. Wow, there's so much that's been shown in this chapter. Kuma's gone. Okay, first and foremost, Kuma's gone. He just pawed himself somewhere. I don't know if he's heading towards Egghead. I don't know if he's going someplace else, but Kuma is gone. And what can you do against a man who can basically push and teleport himself in an instant? That very well might be a teleportation ability that's on par with Van Augur's warp fruit. Because with Kuma, he doesn't. This is the first time we have ever seen him run. But it's like, wow. Man. Okay, let me just go through your comments. Hey everyone, greetings and salutations. Good to see you, Ozzy, as always. Whew. If there's a place you would like to go, where would it be? Exactly. You're the best. Star sucks, no bucks. Hey, I can only do as well as I can. Am I the best? I mean, I don't know, but I'm glad that you guys enjoy. Yep, the world government is selfish. They are talking about ZPMs again. Good Yoda impression is, yes. Meaning Hancock's fruit was a copy. I really hope they didn't clone Buggy. And I guess in case they did clone him, he would be S useless. It would be S dumb luck. More like S clown. Nope. Blaziken, S clown. Sorry, that sounds so much better. Last time we saw Sentomaru was 12 years ago in chapter 603. We have not seen Sentomaru in the main storyline in a decade and 2 years. That's how long it's been since we've seen Sentomaru. Wow, it's been so long. What is the name of Goku's teleportation? Instant transmission. That's what it's called. Cause what would we call Law if he was if he was copied? S Doctor? S Heart? S Room? Now it just makes me think of what would Doflamingo be if he was cloned. S String. Then you got Crocodile. S Sand. Couldn't be Crocodile because it would just be his name. And Gecko Moria. S Shadow. Blackbeard. S Darkness. Or S Dark. I'm just thinking of like Seraphim names for all these people. But we need to go all over everything. Okay, so CP0 has been refused entrance into the island, but they use S-Bear's Paw power, which we now know has been copied from Kuma over to the Seraphim. Kuma pushes himself off of Kamabaka Kingdom and just flat out disappears to places unknown. Vegapunk wants to create a world where energy is just abundant for everyone and free for everyone. And he also says that the world government is coming after him because he dug way too deep in the past. And that's the reason why the world government is sending CP0 to take him out completely. Because he simply knows too much. Like I told you guys during my reflections, simply knowing about the Void Century is considered punishable by death by the world government. Because they don't want anyone to know. If you know about it, you are dead. And it's so serious that they send CP0, which means that this is another world-shaking event if CP0 is involved. The first time we saw CP0, they were involved with fooling the entire world into thinking that Doflamingo had resigned from his position as one of the warlords. Then the next time we saw CP0, they were involved with dealings with Orochi in Wano and, trading weapons with him, and the world government was taking advantage of that. But they sort of lost favor. They sort of stopped doing things for Orochi when he wanted Vegapunk. And now CP0 is once again involved. Well, CP0 was also involved with matters concerning Big Mom and the Tea Party, because Stussy was there undercover in order to find out about the energy steroids, which were replaced with explosives after the events of the Fishman Island arc. But she was there to try and get her hands on that, but failed when it turned out to be a bomb inside, and she pretty much just killed Dufeld, which caused the whole big fallout of the big cake tower and everything and all that. But CP0 has always been involved in events that literally shake the world. After the events of Whole Cake Island, Luffy was seen as like the fifth emperor, and it embarrassed Big Mom. Then after that, CP0 was involved with the events of Wano, and because of the events of Wano, the world now sees Luffy as one of the four emperors due to the fall of Kaido and Big Mom. Every single time CP0 is involved, it involves something that will literally shake the world to its core. If they were to kill Vegapunk, the smartest man in the world, it would shake the world and the world of science as we know it. But Luffy is going to take him with him. Just take him out. Just take him with him. And CP0 gets onto the island. Atlas tries to run up on Lucci and his crew. Lucci goes full force with his Rokuo gun and breaks half of Atlas's face, shocking all the bystanders nearby. And in the process, Luffy and company are running directly in front of him, and that is the first time that Luffy and Lucci lock eyes with one another ever since the events of Enies Lobby. 2 years they have not seen each other. 2 years they have probably grown a whole lot stronger. But this is the first time they see each other in 2 years. And the last time they saw each other, Luffy beat the stuffing out of this man. Now, mind you, Luffy is a lot stronger. We know how strong currently because he was able to beat the strongest creature in the world, which no one thought could ever be beaten. So I wonder just how much stronger Lucci has become in the past. And if he's strong enough to contend with Luffy, or is Luffy just so strong? Because I honestly feel like there could be a skirmish between Luffy and Lucci, but after fighting Kaido, Lucci just does not match up strength-wise. I mean, can we be honest? I feel like Lucci, in terms of strength and dangerousness in comparison to what Luffy just went through, Lucci does not match up. I'm pretty sure he's stronger, but part of me feels like Lucci is not even a contender that can bother Luffy right now. He'd probably be an annoyance, but Lucci I would not regard as someone that Luffy would see as a problem. Because here's the way I see it. If you beat the hardest boss in a video game, everyone underneath that doesn't even compare. Like, if you were to beat Rodon and Bayonetta, everyone underneath Rodon doesn't even compare in terms of dangerousness and strength level. Like, if you beat Millennia from Elden Ring, everyone else underneath that is inconsequential. That's just how I feel. Lucci was actually one of the underground people watching Caesar's experiment back in Punk Hazard and put 2 and 2 together that Law and Luffy have an alliance. See, this is the reason why I'm glad I got those volumes. I can go back and look at information and piece things together. It's so nice. Let's see. Unless Lucci developed Conqueror's coding hockey, Luffy would do to him what Kaido did to Luffy at their first encounter. I highly doubt it. because you need Conqueror's Haki in order to use Conqueror's coding. But Lucci is not an individual that has Conquerors. I'm pretty sure he would have awakened it by now and he would be using it, considering how close to death he has come to. Because, Haki improves based on how dangerous of a situation you find yourself in. And Lucci has been in dangerous situations since he was a kid, so he probably would have shown it by now. But I don't think Lucci would have Conquerors. That just seems like extra. Lucci, at best, he will be commander level. Yeah, facts. Maybe if it's but Blaziken said, I think next chapter Jinbei might fight Lucci. See, the way I see it, Jinbei is more than enough to handle Lucci. Luffy is just stronger than him. Luffy is stronger than Lucci. That's not a doubt in my mind. Once you beat someone like Kaido, everyone underneath Kaido is no longer a major concern, unless you got them all together and they jumped you. Then that would be a concern. Luffy might get transported by S-Bear's power while low-diffing Lucci arriving at G14 or Helmeppo's ship, or even Full-Aled. Blackbeard isn't there, so maybe he'll break out Kobe. I know it's a reach. Yeah, it sounds like a bit of a reach, but at the same time, we still need to go back to what's happening with Law and Blackbeard. I know we are focusing on Egghead right now. CP0's on the island, along with all the rest of the Straw Hats. You know what I'm forgetting? Not only is Luffy re-encountering Lucci again, but what happens when Robin runs into Lucci again? Because he worked so hard to see her executed. Did everything he could to keep away Luffy so that Robin could become executed, just for being a survivor of Ohara. So imagine how Robin feels knowing that Lucci is there. But it isn't going to be the same events as Enies Lobby, because with Enies Lobby, the Straw Hats were playing keep up. Now, the Straw Hats are a lot stronger than they were the first time they ran into Enies Lobby. 2 years they spent getting stronger. And not to mention, Sanji, he's crazy strong too. The dude revealed Diable Jamba during his fight with Jabra. Now, after beating Queen, a person who's monstrously strong in Kaido's crew, he has Ifrit Jamba, which is an enhanced form of Diable Jamba mixed with armament Haki. So it's not going to be that same situation where they're running in here blind, then just hoping that their strength and friendship will be able to win them out and they get that massive boost they need to beat everyone. No, the Straw Hats are prepared to fight. And not to mention, Zoro is there, and also Brook is there, and they're still on the ship. So, I mean, the entire Straw Hat crew is there. A lot more people than there were during the initial visit to Enies Lobby. I feel the only way Luffy will have problems if he gets jumped by every CP0 member present, and even then they would get mopped. Yes, they would. Once you run through the crew of one of the strongest pirate crews in the entire world, everyone underneath that is kind of mid. Can I just say that? Like, once you run afoul of Big Mom and Kaido at the same time on the same night, because remember, the events of Onigashima took place over a single night. Good God, years we spent in Wano, and the Fire Festival and the raid on Onigashima took place during an entire night. Ain't that crazy? But once you run afoul of two whole Yonko crews and their captains, everyone else underneath that just seems like low effort. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, I wonder how this is going to go. We're not going on break. We're not going on break. Seeing Lucci and Luffy lock eyes with each other would seem like a break-worthy moment, but we're not. I'm looking forward to the next one. Yes, sir, I am. Which makes me wonder, where's Jabra, Fukudo, Caulifla, and Kumadori? I have no idea. We don't even see Spandam. Spandam isn't even here. Man, see, here's the thing. Things are already... I'm just hoping that Luffy won't get meaned by CP0, the organization that had 2 members nearly taken out by Izo. I'm not concerned about it, because here's the thing. Luffy only had Gear 2nd, and that's what he used to beat Lucci. Now, years later, Luffy has complete control over his conquerors, complete control over his armament. He now has future sight after fighting Katakuri. He now knows how to use conqueror's coding like Sage Jutsu, where he doesn't even need to physically touch someone in order to hit them with conquerors. He's monstrously more strong than he's ever been before. And he also has Gear 4th, which he only used Gear 3rd. He has Gear 4th in the different variations and Gear 5. We have not seen anything from Lucci to be like, oh yeah, he might give Luffy some trouble. Like, sure, he may have honed his strength and everything, but nothing new. Yet. Because we have yet to see them fight, but we'll see. Spandam, the buggy of the group, Robin would just break all of his bones again. Exactly. Spandam ain't changed. But, let me... December. Oh, first chapter of December. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me stop before I continue to ramble, but there's so many things to consider here, but at the same time, it's like we could have a fight between everyone right here, right now, and we might actually, because considering how nice Luffy and his side of the crew were talking to Atlas when she first introduced them and taught them about food and everything. Like, they're going to see Lucci beating up on Atlas as offensive because of the food that Atlas gave them. Only 2 chapters left of the year. That's it. Wait. That's if we go on break this month, because we still have 3 more Sundays. But of course, the 25th is Christmas. So yeah, we might actually just have 2 more. Wow. We might actually have 2 chapters of One Piece. They're probably, and Blaziken said that Jabra and the rest of them are probably still in CP9 with probably still CP9 and Jabra as the leader. Well, we saw, I don't know if this counts. I don't know if this counts as canon, because in the events of One Piece film Red, you see Caulifla and you see Blueno, but I don't know where they stand as far as CP0. I completely forgot. Maybe they're still in CP9. I don't know. Because Kaku and Lucci went up, along with Spandam. Don't know how Spandam got up there. And there was Stussy. So we don't know where the rest of them are. And you know how Luffy gets when you hurt people who gives them food. Exactly, Ozzy. Atlas helped them give them a ton of food to eat. So imagine what happens when Luffy, a person who beats down anyone, who harms his friends, who harms people that give him food. Imagine what he's going to feel like when he sees Lucci standing there after 2 whole years. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see where this story goes. But let me go ahead and end it here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me not keep you here any longer than I already have. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making this year monumentally awesome. When I left my job at Harris Teeter, back at the end of June, moving into July, I just, part of me thought, like, I really hope this works out. And months later, as we enter the end of this year, and we're still going strong, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for helping make my dream of being able to entertain you all full-time a reality. I cannot stress enough how appreciative I am for all of you for helping make this happen. And I talked about it for years, and I just want to say thank you. If I don't say thank you like I always do, I just want you guys to see me say thank you for helping make this happen. This is amazing, this life that I have, and it's thanks to all of you, my family, for supporting me, and all of you for helping make this happen. I just want to say thank you. I cannot say it enough, and I will continue to say it, but just thank you. It's amazing. But that's all I got for you guys today, at least for One Piece. We got to move on to Jujutsu, and then the 2 chapters of One Punch Man that I didn't read in November because they stealth dropped and I didn't pay attention to it. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. Man, it's been an incredible year, but I just want to say thank you for making it incredible.